Monday Night Raw in Scotland was a bit of a mixed bag, and it didn't even have the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. Now there was a lot of good stuff on the show. Jay vs Gunter rivalry is somewhat getting better. It's always exciting to hear from our ex-John Cena, but it's WrestleMania season, people, and we marks, we are entitled to nitpick with our Cheeto muddy fingers like the marks we are, like the marks we were born to be! People, it was another show filled with announcements about announcements. I am here to say that I will say something very important. On SmackDown, Canada. Still no mention of The Rock, and while John Cena's promo was great, we barely got any new information. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about Raw. Or not. Maybe we'll talk about Raw next week. So John Cena enters the ring to massive boos, holding a towel that reads "The last time is now," and I gotta tell you, I kinda dig this attire. It's still very PG John, but at least it's a bit darker, you know, it fits his character a little bit more. He says they finally understand what's happening. He claims he can verbally destroy any fan like he did to that kid last week. He calls the crowd horrible people for enjoying the moment and making memes of it. But it was funny, John. Like, he made the kid cry. What's more funny than making kids cry? He said he spent 25 years studying them while they know nothing about him. I know a lot, actually. You said once on Total Divas that you pooped yourself once in the match. So, there's that. He brings up the Spinner Championship from 2005, saying fans hated it, even though it was very special. And got me thinking, maybe once he wins the WWE title, he's gonna bring it back. Part of me hates it. Part of me loves it. Oh my god, that would... Seeing the Spinner Championship in today's product, that would be wild. He says he will ruin pro wrestling by winning his 17th world title at WrestleMania. He will surpass Ric Flair's legacy, forcing everyone to forget his name. Oh my god, knowing Ric Flair, he's already tweeting in all caps. He is already tweeting in all caps. John C, I will never retire. I will never retire! He plans to retire as a champion and take the title home, leaving WWE with a toy belt, because that's what people called the Spinner Championship. Now you're actually going to wrestle with a toy belt. You know, that was a great promo. That was a great promo, but again, no mention of The Rock. Why did you choose to turn heel and align yourself with The Rock? Why did you sell your soul? That's the question everybody has, Johnny boy, and we have no answers. We see Cody Rhodes, and what a babyface that guy is. Do you realize you have to take the championship from me first? Maybe this version of John Cena is the most dangerous version ever. He challenges Cena to take the title right now, laying it down in the ring. Cena teases picking it up, but leaves. Cody grabs the microphone again and calls Cena back. And Cody cut a passionate promo, how about, "You're not going to take this away from us." Cody is literally the people's champion, right? What a babyface. You know, that's what I hate about this promo, is the fact that you're still not explaining shit. It's very good. Seeing John Cena as a heel is absolutely unbelievable. But you're not explaining shit to me, and I want those goddamn answers. For how many dates do we still have John Cena? Like 1 or 2 Raws? Then we got Theory and Grayson Waller versus Jay and Jimmy Uso, actually. They reunited in a tag team match for the first time in over a year. So honestly, I was almost sure it's going to be Joe Hendry because it's in Scotland, so I was kind of surprised, but I mean, that makes sense. Now look, people, I still don't understand why would you need Grayson and Theory in this, and the result was pretty obvious. Decent match though, and obviously the Usos won the match. Pretty cool moment, but then he got attacked by Gunter, and with the help of Jimmy Uso, they stood tall. Now here's something I really liked about it. You know, last week we got a pretty bad botch. Top dollar botch, basically. And that happens so much. When something bad happens, somehow, someway they turn it into something really great. He slipped during the spot intentionally now. And that's not the only thing. We got a backstage promo where Jey Uso basically said, "I slipped and became a meme. I slipped again tonight. If this continues, I can't win at WrestleMania. I'm 0-3 against Gunter." So Jay has all of these doubts right now, and the stress is getting to him, right? Jimmy tells him, "Not like this, you need to be Jey Uso of old." Then Jimmy confronts Gunter. Jimmy challenges Gunter to a match. Gunter mocks Jay, "Try not to trip like your brother." And Jimmy slaps the crap out of Gunter. That slap was personal. One of the best bitch slaps I've ever seen in my entire life, man. I think it's possible we have real beef right now, right? That shit was personal. So what I'm trying to tell you right here is that this story kinda sucks, I know, but this is the best thing they did. And it was because of a botch. Now at least there's somewhat of a new layer. Jey Uso... I got the glimpse of the old Jey Uso, the one we saw against Roman Reigns, where it wasn't this one-dimensional character. He was actually struggling and he was fighting his demons and shit. And that's the Jey Uso I saw on Monday Night Raw. We saw the WWE Intercontinental Women's Championship, Lyra versus Raquel. Pretty okay, not something you're really excited about, but Lyra defended successfully the WWE Women's Championship. After the match, she got attacked, but we got Bayley with her shitty-ass music, and she clears the ring. So, this tells me Bayley and Lyra versus the WWE Tag Team Women's Champions at WrestleMania. As long as Bayley on the show, right? We got the WWE Women's World Championship controversy addressed. Adam Pearce says Rhea Ripley's signature means shit. She's not in the match. Io doesn't care at this point, she'll fight both of them. Belair says I earned my spot. Ripley says I don't care about Mania, just give me my title back. So Pierce has a solution. Next week, Bianca is the special guest referee for Ripley versus Io for the WWE Women's Championship next week. So that's pretty interesting. We are getting the WWE Women's World Championship, obviously a lot of shenanigans, and Adam Pearce is gonna snap. Enough! It's a triple threat match at WrestleMania, just get out of my hair. And the biggest highlight of this was actually the fact that Bianca was booed. Like, we got these spots basically where all of them were fighting, right? So, Io hit somebody, cheers. Rhea hit somebody, cheers. People are ecstatic. Anytime Bianca did anything, loud ass boos. I didn't know people didn't like Bianca that much. I hope it's just rejecting her babyface character, which is, I guess most of us feel that way. She should be a heel, and she would be amazing at that. But I had no idea European crowds don't like Bianca that much. We got Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano, so I guess this is kind of funny. It's goofy. It's basically Hulk Hogan as Mr. America. It's obviously Chad Gable. It's almost like breaking kayfabe obvious that it's Chad Gable. Whatever. We got the match, and he won by submission because Dragon had to tap out. He got unmasked. Later on the show, we also saw Chad Gable. I think this was during a commercial, but since I'm from Lithuania, we don't get these. We actually see other segments where basically we get these interviews and shit. And he said, well, unfortunately, I'm ill. I can't wrestle. But this El Grande Americano guy, ooh. It's goofy as hell, man. I just have no idea what this is leading to. Obviously, something at WrestleMania. Again, like I've said, at least they're doing something with Chad. Okay, CM Punk addresses WrestleMania. And this was more like a commercial for SmackDown, really. He talked about how he got screwed over and over again, and his road to WrestleMania is still uncertain. Roman Reigns is taking it personally because Wise Man is no longer just his Wise Man. And there will be a contract signing in London on SmackDown, and he will be there. Obviously, a lot of boos, and he said, I wish we could do it right here too, but they decided not to show up. The thing with Punk is, even when he's giving shitty-ass material, it's still Punk on the microphone, so it wasn't a bad promo. And the biggest highlight of this was actually CM Punk saying, I didn't get what I wanted, or did I? Basically talking about the main event of WrestleMania. So that is going to be the favor, which is great. That he's going to finish his story. That's awesome. Punk is doing an amazing job. He absolutely deserves it. On the other hand, though, how do you explain that? How Paul Heyman is going to make that happen? He's not in kayfabe, part of creative, booking, whatever you want to call it. He has nothing to do with that. Hopefully they'll make it make sense. I am excited for the segment, obviously. It's just that it's getting boring every single week. It was Rollins, now it's Punk. You're basically making announcements about announcements, and in a way like these people paid thousands to be there. And you're basically telling them, buy another expensive ticket for the show, and a plane, and I'll tell you what happens. You know, that kind of sucks. Finally, we got Braun Breaker versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship, which was obviously a great match, two very talented wrestlers. But the thing is, like, I thought this is going to be a WrestleMania match, so I'm happy this happened on Monday Night Raw, because this basically almost confirmed my theory, my wish, people. Unfortunately, we got a disqualification because the Judgment Day interfered, and now Penta was asked to join the Judgment Day because that was Dominic's plan. Obviously, he rejected the offer, so we got a big fight, and the Judgment Day stands tall, which basically, in my opinion, almost confirms we're getting a ladder match. Maybe not a ladder match, maybe a fatal 4-way, I don't care, but we're getting a multi-man match. Again, hopefully a ladder, and it's going to feature Breaker, Penta, Dominic, Finn, who need to be on the show, obviously. I think that's the case. I think that's the match we're getting. I would be really disappointed if it's going to be a tag team match. Wasn't a very strong ending to the show, though. So again, like, I like Raw on Netflix. This was a pretty weak episode. The delivery from promos, matches, everything was fine. It was great. You know, Cena promo, Punk promo. But there was barely any substance. You didn't reveal anything. You didn't progress further these storylines, really. Especially with John Cena, like, the promo was great, or you're listening to every word he's going to say, but still, the biggest questions are still unanswered. These are my thoughts on Monday Night Raw, people. Thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.